Hey everybody, it's Ozone
Eagle Eye Fi.
And Elaine.
and Zelaine back once again. Well, this episode is going to be a little bit different than the other ones that we've had so far. We're getting close to preparation for I'm deep in preparations for the Ganon fight, and we're getting closer and closer to where we are going to embark on the adventure of the Ganon fight. And
In terms of real life timing.
both that and episode number.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I wanted to do is experiment with Zonaite devices because I haven't that much, especially the combat ones.
Right.
That I feel could be beneficial while we're in the Ganon fight.
Right.
So this is going to be a lot of just playing around. We got all the shrines in the last episode, so we're all done there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've cooked up a bunch of food. We're getting ready for that. So, really, this is the last step. Besides a little bit more practice, and then a final run at the Lionels in the Floating Coliseum.
Yep.
To really test my readiness. So we are here in Terrytown construction site because there are a lot of Zonaite devices and there's a lot of space. Although I think most of the Zonaite devices that are here are really more about travel. There's a lot of cars and wheels and fans and like hot air balloons, and I think that's less.
But wheels are good for making spinning devices.
Well, that is true. That is true. So yeah, we'll start out over
Whereas
here.
you'll probably be wanting to use like flame emitters, frost emitters, cannons, or laser beams.
Right. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start bringing out some things, I guess. And I think one of them. Where's the beam emitter? I don't have as many of those as I thought I would. So yeah, I think that's a good place to start. Now, one of the things that I don't know is how tall Ganon is. So I'm gonna guess he's fairly tall.
He's about twice as tall as Link, I would say.
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah.
So I think if we put the damaging components up tall, they're not going to damage me, which is part of the concern, right? Is I want things that are going to damage Ganon, but not me.
I think that particular wood is too tall.
Oh, too tall to get Ganon?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
if he's only twice as tall as Link, that seems like too high.
But that seems like a pretty good thing.
Yeah.
I did a very similar thing to that kind of concept, actually. I used a stake, and you can adjust that height.
Oh, in the wall.
Or in the ground.
In the ground, yeah. And what I did was crouch underneath it.
Okay. See, I
I'm
feel like
so
you're
sus-
spoiling things a little bit by saying that.
I'm just like, I did not expect you to come up with that concept that was extremely similar to what I used in Ganon.
Yeah, so
Pretty much that. You're right on the money.
Yeah.
And then you can put it up on top of it instead of on the side.
Okay.
Can you go to the top of it?
Yeah.
Well, that's in the center, and I don't know if that'll
It'll still spin.
Will it? Okay, perfect.
I still think that's too tall.
Well, but with the stake, we can lower it.
Yeah,
Right.
at least you got that.
Right.
And then, at this height, Link wouldn't be hit.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
He's a shorty.
So, part of the
true.
point of this is to be able to actually go ahead and create these things, test them out, and get them situated as favorites.
Right.
Now, what I've got so far is the beam emitter stake, the hover bike.
You're gonna need more beams than that.
Oh.
Yes, I would load that with emitters.
Oh. Let's cancel here. Okay. So I need to remove that as a favorite. There we go. While we're here, let's talk about the other things. I've got a car, I've got a bird. I don't really know where these favorites came from. But
I think they might have come automatically and
Yeah,
maybe
they
also
seem-
from Yiga schematics as
They
well.
seem like they're automatic. I do want the scaffolding because I do want to be able to go into bullet time by ascending and then jumping off of it. I think that
Okay.
would be really useful. I don't think the car is going to be useful for the fight,
No.
but it's a generally useful thing to have, and I think I want to keep it as a favorite.
Okay.
All right, so let's rebuild this thing again. Actually, I don't really need to do it this way, but I guess I can.
Can you put them around the outside?
Yes.
You can, yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of at an angle.
Yeah,
I probably-
see.
I don't know that it really matters that much.
I don't think so, but
I mean, it's still going to do damage. But given that I've only got 11 beam emitters, I think that's going to have to be an in-between thing to go around and collect a bunch of these.
Yeah.
But we do have Zonaite, and they will be
Yeah, you can always
created
purchase them.
on the fly
Right.
well, not during the fight. You can you can
as
auto
an
build.
auto build.
Yeah, not like this though.
No, no,
one,
no.
one by
No.
one.
No, but I don't need the
That's
actual
why we're doing
beam.
it now,
Yeah.
so that we can.
yeah, I get it.
But also, I don't need to have the actual beam emitters in my inventory. I just need, because they can be created by Zonaite.
Right.
So, all right, we'll favorite that guy.
Turn it on.
I would still say you need more. Like, I'm so serious.
All right, well, let's
Or you-
Are
take...
you totally cereal?
Maybe. You could mix up the type of emitter if you want.
Well, I mean, that's
that,
true.
It's just that the
Yeah,
beam
that's true.
emitters. It's just that the beam emitters will go the farthest.
See, I kind of like the cannons, but they also kind of scare me.
And they take more Zonaite power, I think.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't think the shock emitters are going to do much of anything.
No.
The frost emitters, I don't think are going to do anything. And the flame emitters will be marginal at best.
Yeah, they are a lot shorter range than the lasers,
Yeah.
but they will still do damage. But cannon, yeah, the firing rate is not constant, you know? It has to charge up.
Right. See,
And also, as for the scaffolding, I think you can accomplish the same thing with the floating platforms. And that would not have as much risk of being destroyed mid-fight.
if I got them situated in the right place,
Yeah,
yeah, I'd have to lift them up.
you can shoot them with your arrow, and they will be stuck in the middle of the air.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Okay, well, I mean, that's why we're here to test these guys out. So let's take one of these guys out. But see that now I've got to turn it on.
What?
And then I've got to situate it up into the air, and then it will stay.
No, I'm saying fuse it to your arrow and shoot it, and it will automatically be turned on and in the air.
Okay, so this isn't working very well.
You can just wait till it runs out.
I mean, I can, but I don't think that's going to work out very well for me, honestly. Because I got a lot of battery. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to use... This thing we have here is going to use 18 Zonaite to build as it currently is. If I add another 4 beam emitters, then that's another 12, so 30 Zonaite.
What are you using your Zonaite for now?
I'm not, but if it doesn't...
Top up your battery before you go in, I think, and then
Oh, this
use
thing's
whatever
still
is
going.
left over.
I don't see that there's any reason to top up my battery, honestly.
Yeah, you're almost completely full. I think that should be quite a lot.
It should be, yeah. But my point is, if it uses 30 Zonaite, I've only got... I mean, only... Let me get back here. Where's it at? Only 200-ish Zonaite.
Plus the large. Can you use the large?
No, I've used them all up. I upgraded some armor in between episode, and that used all of that up. So that if it costs 30 Zonaite, then I can make 7 of these during the fight, and I'm out. That seems like a small number. So I don't think that I want to put more on there. I think it's probably better to be able to make more of these. I don't know.
What do you think?
It's definitely probably going to be destroyed by Ganon in the middle of the fight anyway. I guess it depends on where you put it. Like if it's like at the edge of the battlefield, that it might last a bit longer.
Right.
Or you might want it in the middle where it's gonna hit more frequently probably.
Right. Now here's an interesting idea. An interesting idea indeed. Let's get this situated.
Use the floating platform.
And then turn this guy upside down.
Oh.
Sticking in that guy. Oh, it doesn't go.
But it does stick at the very tip.
Oh, wow.
So, if I situate this high enough...
It's a disco ball. You get to have a dance party with Ganon.
Honestly, I kind of like that. As an option as well.
And then you can shoot it to just turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really interesting idea.
So if you shoot it while it's laying down like this, does it rise at all?
No.
Okay.
The floating platform will just stay where it is.
That's kind of what I thought.
That is a bit of a problem because it's going to get me while I'm trying to raise it up.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's not going to float until I hit it. And
yeah.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Another way I suggested you could approach, I see here you got quite an area of effect that I call it, kind of machine. You could also approach it as bringing the attacks to one particular point. Pointed at Ganon, basically. Or which is the opposite of what this machine is doing, which is spinning around and affecting the entire room pretty much.
Okay.
Right, so I was thinking about making
But Ganon moves around a lot, it would seem. So trying to have it sit in one place.
But we do have a Zonaite device for that, if you remember.
Isn't that this one?
No, well, yeah, that does work, but there's another one that's a lot more efficient.
Oh, well, let's see what we can figure out.
It's the
wobbles, but no.
It's in your inventory. I just don't know if you know.
Construct head.
Yeah.
Always faces whatever it deems as an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
So if you put a bunch of beam emitters or something like that on top of a head or a few heads, it will always be pointed at the enemy.
Okay.
And this guy moves towards it, so...
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this. This is pretty cheap. This is 9 Zonaite to make this guy. And it'll track and be firing at it. I think it will miss me. It's tall enough that it will miss me.
You'll just have to be outside the blast radius, I guess, for when it hits you.
True. But I think that's a worthy favorite.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
I think this upside down one is not functional. I mean, it was nice at the time.
But we can't get it into the air without hurting ourselves.
Right.
And even then, it would probably take too long to set up.
Right.
If we try to put it in the air.
But I like the idea of having some variations of this.
Mm-hmm.
And since we've got the beams, I think making one that does beams as well would be, and maybe a couple beams, would be a good idea.
Okay,
Although-
so we've got a fair amount of attack options. Do you want to do something that is a defense build?
I really don't know what that might be. I'm just testing to see if they are pointed correctly, and they're
It's
not
looking,
really.
It's looking for a bad guy.
Yes, but they're not pointed in the direction that it's
Yeah.
looking. So I didn't build it well.
Yeah.
It needs to be
There you go.
aligned better.
With the eye of the actual head.
Yes.
I don't think you can build a Zonaite construct that is defensive in terms of Ganon.
Well-
because he will break everything. There's only one piece that you can actually like build with Zonaite machines with that can't be breaked by Ganon, but it's only found in one place.
Well, what I was thinking is something along the lines of the scaffolding. So not necessarily a device, but
I believe he'll break that too,
okay.
especially if you make it out of Zonaite.
Yeah.
Because I imagine you won't have time to be able to place down your individual devices, and you won't,
Oh, so if
and you
if
won't
we-
be able to bring in like these stone slabs either. It'll have to be made out of Zonaite.
Okay, so this is what I wanted to check. This scaffolding is costs 12 Zonaite to make. I don't need it to be too double tall, so I think it's worth making
A copycat.
Yeah, but you can't really. I don't have enough pieces. I've only got this one.
So build it with the two pieces, or build it with the double high. Take one out and then favorite that.
You
I
can't
don't-
break it apart and
Yeah.
have it if you build it out of Zonaite like on the fly, you can't break it apart and still get the piece. It just
Oh,
disappears.
you can't. Okay.
No.
I believe that's correct. So I guess we're gonna have to use wood. And I
Yeah.
don't think it'll matter whether it's wood or stone. I think from a functional point of view, it's the same, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I really want that to be
Maybe
upside
flip,
down,
Yeah,
I would
flip
say.
it upside down so that the big piece is on the bottom.
Yeah, I thought I could build it upside down, but then when auto build gets around to it, it'll keep the same
Yeah.
orientation, and I don't really want that. So I think that's going to be good. It's going to be a good way to ascend and get some height, and then bullet time. That's the idea of that. So, all right, let's favorite that. And I will unfavorite the other one. Oops. Nope, wrong button. I don't need that favorited. All right. Well, this is going well. I think
Yeah.
we're getting some neat ideas. Let's look at the Zonaite devices more and
Do you possibly want to test them out on a random enemy, like out in Hyrule Field or something?
Yes, but I yes. Okay. Side thing. I put the stake onto the floating disc because you can't make a schematic of just a single item. So if I want to be able to generate a floating disc, I need to have something attached to it.
An apple.
An apple. It honestly doesn't matter what. I was thinking actually that if I did a flame emitter pointed down, it would still get some damage in if Ganon goes underneath it or something goes underneath it. It would be a minimal amount of damage.
Yeah.
But it could also be one of the beam emitters too. So, but anyway, that's why I put the spike there, because I'm not going to have the time to fetch one of these things out of my inventory, you know. So I think let's do this. And it really is just a Hail Mary, if you will, you know, putting something on it. But nope, turn off. They're too close here. Because I've got to do that, and I've got to grab it, and then I can ascend. And I run the risk of running into the beam myself.
Yes.
But while I am up here, there's at least some attack going on.
Yes.
So I kind of like that. As simple as it is.
And he should be coming to you.
Right.
So it's also a bit of a lure.
Right.
And you can crush him.
Would that do any damage? I kind of doubt it.
Crushing things usually works. In general. Or you could surround it with 4 beam emitters like you did
That's
with,
what I was
with the
thinking.
wheel, so you have a better chance at actually hitting him.
Agreed, but it's, again, trying to be conservative on the Zonaite, because I'd rather be able to make more things than one super thing that won't last very long.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the other thing that I want to have is a spoingy that's glued together, and then I can potentially get elevation that way, and then, you know, because that, right? And
You're
that's
gonna hit the ceiling. There's a ceiling in this fight, by the way.
okay, well, will I take damage, I wonder? I don't know.
I would
know.
imagine so.
I'll do it anyway, because again, you can't favorite something that's just a single item, and I don't really know what else to put on it.
Yeah.
I suppose
You
we
could go into a, go into the castle and do the springy, the double springy, and see when you hit the ceiling.
I could do that, and that way it's only a single spring. Oh, that doesn't. All right, so we need to reverse that. Again, it's just to get 2 items glued together so that it becomes savable. But now I can hit it, and it's not going to be so bad. It still costs the same amount of Zonaite to build, but I think that's safer. What do you think?
You're still gonna go over the ceiling, but I guess it's not. It wouldn't launch you as high.
All right. Yep, we are.
Yep, you got 8 favorites that you can do, so you're pretty limited.
Okay, so let's review then. So we got a swingy. And
A
so
safety platform.
all 3 of these are really about getting
Height.
So I can
And
go
they're
into
things
bullet
that
times.
you use them quickly, and so it doesn't matter if he kills them.
Yeah, and
You
these
know.
2 are relatively cheap.
Yes.
This is a little more expensive. So then we got the tracker with the 2 beam emitters or 1 cannon, and I feel like those
And
are
then the Wheel of Death.
and the Wheel of Death, yeah, which could be a lot more death-like. I agree, but you know, maybe that's going to be a task for in between, is to go try to mine up as much Zonaite as I can.
Yeah.
And I already have gone in between episodes and gotten more Zonaite as well. But I feel pretty good about these, you know? So.
If you wanted, you could unfavorite your car so you could fit one more thing in there.
Yeah, and I think the car probably is already down here as a Yiga schematic. Ah, we've already got that. Automated ally charged charger. Those look the same, except, yeah, that's the same as what I've already got favorited. But, oh well.
Well, yours has 2.
This is the cannon, but yeah, this is the beam emitter, and it has 2, yeah. And why is it got a wheel on it? Beam spinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bomb bouquets.
Oh, that might be interesting.
I don't know how to use it. I guess that's what we're here for.
I guess you can drop it. Drops and it automatically explodes from a high enough point,
Well,
or you hit it with an arrow.
I bet I would. Oh,
That's
That's a big one.
nice.
that's a nice one indeed. And there's the updraft.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's 12 Zonaite. But sure, let's favorite that one too.
Okay.
That one's fun.
It's a minefield for Ganon.
A vertical escape.
Ooh.
Oh,
You gotta
it
get-
launches you up and then explodes.
We gotta give some credit to these Iga.
Okay, so I get on
Because
here.
it's a time bomb.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's better than yours with just a platform underneath
Yeah.
that does nothing.
And it costs 3 more Zonaite, but at least it does some damage potentially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do like that one. Nope, wrong button. I'm so good at all this.
And since
Yeah, we
it's
should've-
it's in the pause menu basically, you can scroll back through the Giga schematics that you've gotten here.
Well, I
And
mean,
you
we've
don't
got
need to favorite them, but they just won't appear first.
yeah. Well, that's my history. Where's my? I guess the favorites is the schematics are all in the favorites. Yeah.
No, the schematics is the middle tab.
Oh, okay. Oh, dadgummit. Yeah, there's just not. Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. Okay, what is that? Water freezer? I don't think that's important.
No.
Sprinkler.
Sprinklers.
No. Launch pad? I don't think that's really important. Aerial cannon?
Oh, it's a thing on a rocket.
Yeah, floating platform on a rocket with some batteries.
Sure, let's, I don't know, let's try it out.
No, you're supposed to be on it.
I don't think I'm supposed to be on it.
Oh, I see. So then it starts shooting at something in front of it, but that's way too high.
That's pretty high,
Yeah.
and I can't turn it off.
Well, you
It's
have
not
to
a-
shoot it with
Oh,
an
it's
arrow.
using its own batteries.
Mm-hmm.
It's not using my battery.
Not yet.
Hmm.
You're gonna have to stand back.
Way back. But that's an interesting.
Oh.
It fell down. But that is interesting. What if it was like had a cannon directly underneath it and a rocket directly underneath it, so that it shot up and then stayed at the ceiling and just bombarded rockets down?
That'd be a head with a cannon on it.
But the head is only horizontal back and forth. And
I think it goes a bit up and down too, but yeah, I guess not like completely turning its neck.
all right, well, let's do that. Let's. Oh well. Yeah. We're littering quite a bit here, aren't we?
We've planned. I was noticing that.
Okay, let's get rid of that. And a cannon. Not the Nick kind either. I'm glad you got that.
I did.
It's not so great.
I'm saying, like, what are you attaching that to?
Yeah, you gotta attach it to the bottom thing. The bottom thing is the thing that spins.
Alright. I didn't even remember that was on there. I was trying to build it the way I want it to
Be oriented.
be oriented, but it's not easy to do, you know? Because it's just... Yeah, it's going to have to go like this. That's how it's going to have to go.
There you go.
It's going to fall over, so...
Well, I would
Oh, it doesn't have the rocket on it.
think that the cannon would have to be sideways.
Sideways?
Because if it's facing that way, and whenever the head turns, the cannon's not gonna move.
Okay. I mean, it will, but not that much. You're right.
Well, you could turn it slightly facing down. It doesn't have to be completely horizontal. It could be, well, in this case, slightly facing up. There you go, like that.
That's not so great of an attachment. Wants to attach it to the face. Okay. So there we go, but it'll build it like that, and that's not going to get it into the air.
No.
I don't think the head's going to work out very well.
You need the rocket on it
Yes.
to give you the angle and the resting thing.
Oh boy. Well, I was only thinking about straight down. I wasn't thinking about an angle. Kind of like just get it situated up in the air and then forget about it, right?
Upside down. There you go.
Okay, that's not really where I wanted it. So, but I'm thinking, you know, we need 4 things on there, including a rocket. And maybe how about a battery as well?
Well, I'm thinking if you're gonna put it in the air and forget about it, and it's only gonna rain cannonballs right underneath it, and it's never gonna move, you're not gonna want to get close to that thing,
Nope.
and therefore Ganon will not follow you there.
Okay.
And so, if it's just gonna start exploding underneath it and nothing else, well, you don't want to get close to it because you don't want to get blown up, and it's not gonna follow Ganon, and so it's not gonna hurt Ganon because if you're not getting close to it, then he won't. That's what I'm thinking.
No, I mean it's a valid thought.
I think you need to put the rockets on it though, because that's
Yeah.
gonna change the way it sits. Because the one that they had, it was tilted. You know, it was like a ramp, and that's gonna change the way that cannon sits.
Hold on. Yeah, you can situate it upside down like you want it to be, and then attach the rocket there, pretty much.
But what Fi is saying is that it needs to be tilted one way or another.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that will work. No, that's going to shoot up, which,
Right.
well, when the machine turns around, then it will go down.
Well, I don't think it will.
Because the head turns 360, doesn't it?
It does?
It should. As far as
We
I
need
know.
an enemy.
All right. Well, I mean, yeah, let's well, we are way over time.
Yep.
We are having a lot of fun with this,
Yeah, we are.
clearly. I hope you guys enjoyed the ride with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of interesting and out-of-the-box ideas, playing with all this stuff, trying to figure out what's going to work. And I guess I really want to test it out, but I think that's going to have to happen off camera. Well, catch you in the next episode where we try this particular contraption out to see how well or badly it works.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, we'll say, remember, be excellent to each other.
We're out.
Yeah.